Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Story Time with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. As you can see, we're a little flustered, flabbergasted, shocked by the reunion. we're coming in hot, basically. I just said to Ricky, we've had a busy week, and then we realized it's Monday. So
I didn't have my microphone up. I'm like,
every day just blends into the next day.
I've had
And
a busy week. It's Monday. Oh my God.
weekend, week, it's all the same to us. But
Right.
yes, we had to come and hop on here immediately after watching. I didn't expect it to be 2 hours, so it's a little
2
late.
hours is crazy.
Yeah, I thought we were getting 1 hour and we were gonna pop in and out real quick. So, yeah, no, it was long, but very informative. It was good. What did you think?
Oh my gosh.
First thoughts.
I have so many thoughts. I don't even know where to begin. Obviously our receipt report for today is that Amaya and Brian unfollowed each other
Yep.
on reunion day. We don't know what the fuck's going on. They didn't bring it up at the reunion. They were together at the reunion. Now obviously something happened and they're not together. But
Mhm.
overall thoughts on the reunion. I know that they can't cover everything. I think that Andy and Ariana did an amazing job. I think Ariana looked amazing. I think that she's really
Mhm.
found her calling in this hosting space. Andy Cohen is just an icon when it comes to hosting reunions. And I think he did a fantastic job at asking the questions and bringing up not only what happened on the show, but what happened on social media. I don't
Uh-huh.
think there's a single element that he forgot, you know?
Yeah, I love
There
it.
yes, and that's what makes him magical, right? Like, that's what makes him
Mhm.
so good at his job. It's like he really knows and understands what's going on, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that they brought up so many social media things that we pointed out. I love that they don't pretend that that stuff doesn't happen. They incorporate it into the questions because that's what the people want to know about. So I thought they were a really great duo. They really balanced each other well. So
Yeah. Y
I loved them together.
I think I was so focused on Andy that I
Mhm.
didn't even like, I was like, "Wait, did he, like, kind of do most of it? Or did he ask most of the questions, or was it balanced?"
I feel like it was balanced. I mean, I think he did ask a bit more of the more you know, pointed questions, I guess. I think Ariana's there more to add the 2 cents of actually being there and
Yeah.
her role and her job, whereas he then comes in with the questions where he's sort of more the outside perspective. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like as a viewer, and she's more of well, I was
Perfect. I
there,
was
so
there. Mhm.
yeah, and so this
Yeah.
is what I saw, this is what happened. So she had maybe less questions in that regard because she was there and he wasn't, so
Right. Yeah, and I love that. So, where do we even start? Because I feel like we can't go chronological order because there's just certain high points that's like we have to get to. We
yeah.
just I don't even know where to start. Ashley, where do we start? Where do
I
we
know, I'm
start?
I have my notes in chronological, but
Me
do you
too.
wanna start
Okay.
with
Okay,
or do you wanna
let's
start
just go chronologically. Let's just
okay.
go chronologically.
Yeah, then we won't miss anything because there's so
Okay.
much, then I don't wanna
Okay.
miss
Okay.
anything, but
Okay. Okay.
I thought so, they were, showing a lot of recaps. I thought that was silly because 'cause I'm we all watched the show. I don't need to re-see anything. I got it down. I've seen it all. No one's watching this reunion that hasn't watched the show, so that was a
I
little bit of
think
wasted
that
time.
was for the guest because I don't know if you noticed that a lot of the times when they were showing the recaps, they seemed shocked. The cast seemed
Yeah.
shocked, surprised at what they were watching. I think even at one point, Huda said that, this is my first time seeing this. So I definitely think it should be a requirement that you watch
Yeah.
the show before you come to the reunion because it was
Mhm.
obvious to me with some of Amaya's reactions and Huda's that they hadn't watched some of the episodes back. So I think
Yeah.
maybe that's why they do it.
Yeah, they should make them just, take a weekend and watch it all, but obviously this is the busiest time in their life, so it's probably so hard for them to actually sit down and watch it start to finish. So I'm not surprised that some of them haven't watched it yet, and that makes sense. Because yeah, I was like, why are we seeing all of this stuff that we already know? Like I love the parts we haven't seen yet. That was awesome. But the recap part, I'm like, we don't need to see this again. So,
Yeah.
but that makes sense. Otherwise, probably half of them had no idea what they were talking about. So
Yeah.
yeah, so obviously they talked first to Pepe and Iris about, okay, this is something I was confused about. A lot of these couples kept saying they're exclusive, but they're not
Oh
girlfriend and
my
boyfriend.
God,
What the hell is
Ashley, I
that?
wrote that down. I
Right?
wrote that down. What
Because we're
the
like this.
fuck is exclusive but not together? I don't even know what that means. And I'm telling you, this new age dating shit has all of these steps and all of these rules because
Mhm.
Christmas Tree Boy was like, we're exclusive, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And I remember being like
Yeah,
so confused, like, okay, we're exclusive and you're not seeing anybody else and I'm not seeing anybody else, then what is boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, you know,
yeah. Like
I don't I'm very
that's
confused.
it's crazy to me. Yeah, because exclusive means you're together and you're not seeing anyone else. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. So I guess, like you said, it's the new age dating because I don't.
It's the
It's
step
either
before boyfriend and girlfriend, like we're only seeing each other and then you have to ask me to be your girlfriend. And I feel like that's a new thing coming back in too, where you have to physically ask to be someone's girlfriend. Like you have to like the note, like, will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no, and you slide it to them because in our dating culture, you don't ask. It's just like what's understood doesn't have to be explained. It's like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
kicking
It's
it, like,
usually
you know what I mean? Like you my man, like you introduce me as your man, I introduce you as your girl. Like I know that we're in a committed situation. Like it kind of a talk is had, but nobody's like, will you be my girlfriend? But I guess now they do. I guess.
yeah. I guess because people go a long time now without saying girlfriend and boyfriend. And so it's like, I think sometimes people these days are going like a 6 months to a year with that. So it's like, okay, so we've been seeing each other for 6 months and we don't want to be still sleeping with other people at that point, but we're not ready to say girlfriend and boyfriend. But I don't know. I just feel like if you're not seeing other people, you are girlfriend and boyfriend. That's what it is. And if you want to go backwards to seeing other people, that's called a breakup or a break. Like you can't be exclusive and then decide, okay, we're going back to seeing other people. Then you're not gonna make
It
it
doesn't
together.
now. It's and honestly, did you get the? It seemed to me like Iris, like, wanted to stay exclusive and Pepe wanted to move forward to a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, and she was the one kind of like, "No." So that makes
Yeah,
this breakup even more if I'm sorry, if we're not girlfriend and boyfriend, then I didn't cheat on you, correct?
yeah, uh-huh. So that's definitely probably gonna be his excuse or whatever. Like, although, yeah, that's the tricky part, right? Like, if you agree to be exclusive, but if you're not my boyfriend or girlfriend, why would I owe you exclusiveness? I don't get it. It's very
That's why it's
confusing to
stupid
me.
gray area because
Yeah.
technically I didn't cheat on you if you're not my girlfriend.
Yeah, and it sort of feels like a trial period, right? It's like, I'm gonna tell you I'm not gonna see any other people or sleep with any other people, but if I happen in the moment to find someone else, it's like, okay, now I take it back. I am gonna see other people, and we weren't girlfriend and boyfriend, so I'm not breaking up with you. I'm just changing the arrangement, right? So it's very
It's a
murky.
very tricky gray area, and that's why you should avoid it. So,
Yeah, I feel like it should go from seeing other people to boyfriend and girlfriend. That
yeah,
those are the steps normally, right? But who
yeah.
knows? It's very complicated. But something else I found annoying was like whenever someone brought up an issue with Huda, she'd be like, "It's fine, I'm over it. Like, I moved on. Like, move on now." And it's like, yeah, but we haven't been able to talk about all the shit you said. So I am over it, but I still need to address it because that's what we're here for. Like every time she just kept being like, "It's
Yes,
fine now.
I
Who cares? Who
know.
cares?" Yeah.
I I I I I oh god. I just don't even Yes, correct. Yes,
Yeah.
she did. I cannot count how many times she said, "I'm over it. We're past it. I've moved on." Like, of course. Well, this is a reunion where you're supposed
Mhm.
to address things that you've moved on from, and it's very easy to move on from things when you were the bad person in the situation. When you
Mhm.
did something to somebody else, it's much easier for you to be over it.
Hey, remember when I was telling you last week about how hard it is to grocery shop and meal plan for my picky kids?
Yeah.
Okay, have you heard about HelloFresh?
Yes, I've heard of HelloFresh, girl. I love HelloFresh. They send fresh ingredients and chef curated meals, and you to be chefing it up in your kitchen. Yeah, I use them all the time. Are you using them now?
I am using them now, and you know how much we love an upgrade around here, and HelloFresh has recently doubled their menu, and you can now choose from over 100 different recipes, craft your own meals with them, and they have bigger portions than ever.
Oh my god. Okay, so originally I signed up for HelloFresh for the healthier meal options because sometimes it's hard to find like healthy foods that actually taste good and they had so many recipes. So hearing that they have even more recipes, I'm super excited. And I heard that now the shrimp and seafood options are not an extra cost. When back in the day, they used to be an extra cost, but now they're not an extra cost. So you get even more seafood and steak options. And I love shrimp. You know I love me some shrimp. So
I also love seafood. It's my favorite. So the best way to cook just got better. Go to hellofresh.com/RR10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. One per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's hellofresh.com/RR10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life.
oh my god, I'm so excited for you guys to try it. I use HelloFresh and I love it, and I'm so excited that Ashley's using it now too. Like, I'm telling you, the recipes are chef's kiss. They're like, no pun intended, they are chef's kiss. They're really good.
Yes, we love it, and we hope you guys try it out too. And I'm gonna post some of my chef crafted meals that I make on my Instagram if you want to come and check those out. And let us know if you end up ordering anything and what you like, what you're enjoying. Keep us posted. Yeah, totally. And it's almost like she's trying to put it on the other person of being like, "Oh, you still care about this? Like that's embarrassing for you." And it's like they haven't even had time to talk to you about it and resolve it, and that's the whole point of the reunion,
You
so
don't move on from something without resolving it or talking to a person.
mhm,
That's just not how it works. Honestly, she got on my nerves this entire reunion, and she didn't change a bit, and
mhm.
it was really frustrating to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, I mean, I felt almost like for the first half, I was like, okay, they're doing a good job of like showing everybody's sides and like where maybe this person was confused and this person was confused and yes, they still did something wrong, but I was definitely not on Huda's side, but I was like, okay, it's not looking as bad for her as I thought it was gonna until the end with the her refusing to post to her fans about Olandria. And then I was like, no, no, done with her.
Yeah.
Like I just can't believe that. Obviously getting ahead of ourselves, but I thought and then now what she's posting on social media too. So but we'll get there. So going back, Nick said that he was considering talking to Sierra and then like her videos sort of deterred him from that.
Yeah.
Do you think he actually ever did intend to talk to her
I
or
think he did because I think like in some of his earlier interviews, like when he first got out of the villa before she was posting that stuff, he was saying like, yeah, at some point I am gonna have a conversation. Just trying
Mhm.
to figure out what that looks like for, Olandria and for me and what I want to get out of the conversation. And then I think it's valid just like Rob was probably gonna reach out to um
Yes, on
Rhea
Syria.
when she got out the villa, and then he's seen that she was, like, posting all this weird stuff, and it's like, "Oop, never mind." So I think it's very valid. I did notice that in that moment, they asked the question to both Olandria and Nick, and Olandria did not answer, so and
Yeah.
they forgot to follow up and ask her, so
I just realized that Sierra and Andrea kind of have similar vibes on their social media. Like, not maybe in the villa, but now, like, the stuff that they post afterwards is sort of the
yeah,
same type of content, I feel like. But
yeah.
anyway, then we had Taylor's awkward apology to Alandria. That was so embarrassing. We said you're my dog or something, and she was just not having it. But
Which was bizarre to me because I have seen that Taylor and Olandria and Clark and all of them have been hanging out. I feel like
yeah,
Taylor did not get enough heat at the reunion, that I do feel. And Clark didn't say much. Like, I feel like they didn't really focus any time on Taylor and Clark, but
mhm,
I feel like he did not get enough smoke for faking. your
Yeah.
relationship with Olandria until someone better came in. And it's like from Melandria's standpoint, she said, like, I think she's made it very clear in multiple interviews and tonight that like that wasn't the vibe she was feeling or the energy she was getting. Like she really did
Yeah.
feel like Taylor was into her. Um, but I think him they kind of scooted over the fact that he said he wasn't attracted to her and like never really voiced that to her. So I
Yeah.
think he doesn't have a leg to stand on in any
Mhm.
conversation about who's playing the game right and who's doing what. So,
Yeah, because we keep hearing that she says she didn't feel like she was being desperate, that he was showing her a lot of, like, proof that he was into her, right? And obviously she saw that not attracted thing after the fact. So, yeah, they should have maybe showed some more clips of the way he was like, because we never saw it on the show. And that's what we all felt like. What does she see in him? And then she has explained that it was different. So, yeah, they didn't really like push him on that at all. They were just kind of like, say sorry. And he did. And that was it. So,
yeah.
but I guess not much he can do to change it now. So then we had Zach and his pointless Zoom call. Like, why was he there on Zoom?
I don't even
Why
know
were
what's
half
there.
the people there is my question. I mean, I do like seeing everybody, but I'm also like,
No,
we
you
don't
don't
have
have to
time
be
for
nice,
this.
Ashley. There's
No. Okay.
definitely some people that just don't need to be there. We don't need to waste time. I felt like
No.
they spent so much time on the Coco shit, like, and
Hmm.
to the point where she cut off Andy talking about, I know, I want to talk. Okay, I bet you do because this is actually the most screen time you've gotten this whole entire season, which again,
Uh-huh.
Coco was my favorite. I think Coco is gorgeous and I really liked her and how she came off on the show. But again, just like Ace said, everybody got off the show and was like hooting and hollering and woofing, talking big shit, and then nobody stood on business. Zach was up there. I didn't say that. I don't remember that. That was never the thing. I did like Maya. It was never about this. And it's like nobody stood on business. Of course, you're gonna sit there and try and defend yourself and be like, "What did we think?" Zach was gonna be like, yeah, guys. Yeah, once I realized that she was America's favorite, I tried to latch onto
Hmm.
her. Like, I didn't want to talk to any of the girls. I only wanted to talk to the guys. I was there for the money. Of course, he's not going to say that. But Brian and Amaya did their best to call him out, and he
Hmm.
didn't stand on it. So,
No, that was so embarrassing. Like, at least just admit that you said it. Like, he pretended like he couldn't hear them. He was like, "What? I can't hear what you're saying." Like, that was embarrassing. You came all this way via the internet and you can't say like, yeah, I said that. He wouldn't even admit it. So they flashed to him like sleeping at one point. I can't believe he was like zoom in the whole time. I would have just had him come for his little part and then decline the call because it was not necessary, I don't think, for them
literally,
to be
JD
there.
said not one word at the reunion. He could have
Hmm.
been gone. Vanna didn't say one word at the reunion. I think maybe when Shelly called her out for her going on Nick Viall's podcast and she was perpetrating that she was a mean girl, that's it.
Hmm. Yeah.
But I'm like, there's so many people there. People pointed out that Jalen wasn't there. I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
They they they
Where
said that.
what? He made like a little TikTok or video about it, I saw.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know what happened.
I didn't see it.
Like
But
some.
yeah, I think there were a lot of people that we could have done without to focus on
Hmm.
um Elin didn't need to be there. His storyline was Sierra and she wasn't there. So um
Hmm.
Zach with the C didn't need to be like there's so many people that
Yeah.
just didn't need to be there. So
Yeah, I love that Shelly said Nick Veal, which was so funny. She said it
yeah,
wrong. I love it. But
yeah.
yeah, Coco wouldn't really stand on what she said either, which was embarrassing. Like they just sort of looked like they were caught or something. And it's like, when you go on these podcasts and do interviews that goes out in the world and these people you talk about hear it. So I was surprised that they all acted so like busted, like, oh no, like you heard that. Like, yes, that was out there. So
Yeah, and I know that the Coco one went pretty viral because she was like, "Oh
mhm,
yeah, Landria was in there, my man, my man, my manny," and And the thing is, I didn't even see Coco's interview to even give an opinion on it, but it was enough
mhm,
to where, obviously Olandria felt a way about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with being standoffish, but basically
no,
you're portraying this mean girl narrative that you see going around and you see them getting so much backlash for, and you're feeding into the narrative. But
yeah,
yeah, I cannot wait to get to
We can get to it. The rest
No,
is just
no, no,
little.
no, just go in order because we're gonna miss some stuff. Because I have so many thoughts. But yeah, I thought Coco got way too much time. She
Yeah,
looked gorgeous, she looked beautiful, but, she got way too much time. I was like, "Okay,
yeah,
we don't care." But Vanna and Coco perpetrating the mean girl narrative against Shelly and Alandria was
yeah. I agree. And I think there was a little part where Andrina talked about Brian calling her boring. She was like, "You didn't call me boring. You just said my conversation was boring." I'm like, "That's the same thing." But
yeah.
there wasn't much to say there.
And there was
Uh,
same. I felt like that conversation, like, "We don't care." Like, you guys were coupled up for, like, 2 seconds. And
yeah,
then he's like, "Oh, there were 2 days where we didn't even talk to each other, and he was interested in Jaden, but didn't tell her." Okay, like,
mhm,
should he have told you? Yes. Did it matter? No. We didn't even see I forgot you guys were a couple, which is
yeah.
crazy.
Well, we did say on I think one of our last podcasts, we said, Andy, love him as a host. He's amazing. But do I really think he's sitting down watching like 40 hours of Love Island? No, not necessarily.
I
And
don't know. I
then,
think he does, Ashley. I think he does because for me, it's like it's very obvious, like that he watches the housewives and like knows what's going on.
yeah. Well, I
Um,
just meant when he called her Belle A. And I was like, it's hard to believe you watch it and not know it's Bella or Beldasha, as we like to call her. He just seemed like he
yeah.
had no idea who this person was, which I don't blame him. She was only in the
I
first few
think he pronounced
episodes.
a few people's name wrong too. I think even he
Yeah.
was saying um Olandria. Like there were certain names that he was not saying right,
Yeah,
but
but he
yeah.
does seem to know, like, all the drama and the stuff going on, but yes, but then
Yeah.
again, I'm like, we watch Love Is Blind UK and we still I can't say Jevin, so
Then,
it
yeah.
happens. But I just thought, like, when you're reading Belle Dasha, it does look like Belle A, but it was just funny that he called her the wrong thing. I'm like,
Yeah, I thought he
what
did it
did
on purpose, but then I realized that he
yeah,
did.
I
Yeah.
wish he would've called her Belle Dasha, that would've
I
been
thought
funny,
he
but
yes, that would have been iconic. Again, like,
mhm.
that would have been like, okay, you understand what's going on, like, on
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
So
What did you think of her appearance? Did
who?
you like Bella? That
Oh,
was
I
her
thought she looked
next.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And, I mean, I don't think again, like, she was one of the first people to leave.
yeah,
She was only there for a few days. I don't have many thoughts on her. Like, the most interesting about her was if she had something going on with Jeremiah. And since you
yeah.
said no, like, I really don't care what the hell.
Yeah. I thought did you think they were gonna say they do or no?
I thought they
Like,
were.
you
Like, the way
yeah,
he ducked out the way, and it was just bizarre. But yeah, I definitely thought they were going to say it. But I mean, Bella's beautiful.
mhm,
Um, Nick just had so many lives after her that I genuinely forgot
yes.
that she was even with Nick. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah, she has a very interesting way of speaking, I feel like. I don't
yes.
know. I would see her, I swear, like, on TikTok or somewhere else, and she speaks, like, normally, and then she has this, like, strange accent when she's on Love Island. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is,
It's
but
like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't
no.
yeah, I noticed it on the show. I guess maybe I didn't pay too much attention to it on the reunion, but I definitely noticed it, like,
Yeah.
on the show. I was like, "My god, what's she talking like
It's
that for?"
something.
Something.
uh, so then we get into the whole love bombing conversation. What did you think about that? Huda trying to explain that you can love bomb without knowing you're love bombing or something?
Yeah, I think that Jeremiah's main focus first of all, did y'all notice that Jeremiah had on blush? Am I the only
No,
one that noticed that Jeremiah had on blush? Like, am I the only one that saw that? Like, did you see
I
the
didn't
blush?
see it.
Anyway, or
I
maybe he was
can't
just
see.
under or maybe he was just under a very pinkish, reddish light. Um, I think Jeremiah's main point going in there was to prove that he wasn't love bombing, and,
Uh-huh.
I think in that particular scene, what stuck out to me was that Jeremiah made a valid point where he said, I rewatched the scene and the moving in conversation where I told her we needed to take all of these steps, and she went back and told the girls that I wanna move in with her, so I can understand why they would then think that I am love bombing her because she's not relaying properly what is going on. And it
Uh-huh.
seemed like they just skipped past that. It seemed like we didn't get a follow-up from Huda as to why she relayed the message that way. We didn't
Mhm.
get answer from the girls of, did this play into why you thought that Jeremiah was love bombing her? We
Mhm.
didn't get a I would have liked a follow-up question to the house to say, were it comments like this and things like this and stories like this and narratives like this that made you think that Jeremiah was love bombing Huda?
Yeah.
You know, because it kind of, that was a bombshell, right? Like, because that was one of the main things that we were like, he did not say that.
Mhm.
And you're saying that he did. And then his main point was to, because I think love bombing, the whole point of love bombing is there has to be an intent behind it, right?
Yeah, manipulation, yeah.
And he tried to say that, but I think that she doesn't know what love bombing is and she just w- went with it, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
it's the word
and
she heard somebody in the villa say. They were like, "Oh, he
yeah.
seems like he's love bombing you," and she ran with it. And you don't really know what it means, just like you don't know what bullying means.
Mhm. And I do think we saw her so many times in the villa take something someone said and then relay it wrong, change it, totally misconstrue what they originally said. Like we saw that like 10 times. So that surprises me that they would even take anything she said seriously, but obviously they didn't see what we saw. So
And that was really in the beginning. It was
yeah.
really the Jeremiah and Huda, that was really in the beginning. So I think it's before they really knew what they
Mhm.
were dealing with, you know?
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
for
I
her to
think
be like,
I
"Oh, you were love bombing me without me knowing," and, and I think that Jeremiah really tried to clear up the love bombing thing, but
Mhm.
I feel like, again, the conversation was, like, really chopped and screwed, and I wish we would have gotten some elongated conversations about that, but
Mhm.
I don't know, this whole, like, him talking about followers and money and
Yeah, I mean, you did call out from the beginning that we didn't really trust his intentions, right? Like, we always did feel like because he said that thing about winning, right? We felt like he didn't really understand the show or he hadn't really watched it and that he was just like, I want to win. But, that's one thing. Then we saw the way Hood had treated him the whole time. And I feel like we saw him not really treat her poorly at all. We just, those original couple of things he said made us question his intentions. So, I don't know. Do you feel like still that his intentions were shady going into it?
I
I
think
feel
that
like
his
they're all there for
they're
followers and
all
money,
there for
right?
followers and fame and all of that. Anybody who says that they're not are lying. Now,
Yeah.
are those conversations that you should probably be having with the people in the house? No. But
Mhm.
it's also like Jeremiah did come out and say that he didn't watch the show. He only watched 3 episodes, but that his sisters were fans. So he
Mhm.
probably did get like a synopsis of what the show was about and the main point. So he said he watched like 3 episodes of the last um
Yeah.
season. He didn't know that America could vote in the middle of the season. He didn't really know how it worked. So my
Mhm.
understanding is that his basis of thinking was like couple up with somebody and make it to the end. And
Yeah.
if you're an OG, you have a better chance at making it and not switching. So do I think that
Mhm.
those were his intentions going in? Yeah. Do I think that that means that he didn't like Huda? No, I think he did like her.
Yeah.
And that he didn't
And
like her when she showed her ass and gave him every reason not to like her. Like,
yeah. And I think, I mean, you have someone in the villa with a million followers, Ace, right? So it's hard to feel like that maybe didn't come up in conversation just based off of that, right? Like, they didn't really explain the context of like, did he just randomly bring it up or were they all talking about followers? Because like
and he
Ace is in
kind
there as a.
tried to say it, I feel like. He was like, "Don't villainize that." But again, I feel like the
Mhm.
conversation was chopped and screwed to where we didn't get the full context because I felt like Jeremiah tried to say, like, "Don't villainize it," and act like I was saying it in some malicious way, like we were all having a conversation about
Mhm.
followers.
Yeah, it's hard to believe someone like Ace, who has a million followers, who spends his day making content, who does lives and talks to followers, like that's literally his entire life. So it's hard to believe he wouldn't bring that up in the villa. Like they must have talked about it and not, like he said, don't villainize it. That was just, it's literally his some of their jobs at this point or
Right,
before the show. So of
right,
course it was going to come up.
right. And again, like we said, everybody is there with that intent
Yeah.
to some regard. So don't throw Jeremiah under the bus as if that wasn't your same intention. 2 things can be true at once, right? Like you
Yeah.
could be looking for the opportunity that's going to come from it and love, which is what Ace did, which I believe Jeremiah was doing as well, you know?
Mhm.
So, I did feel like Ace was very reserved this reunion. He didn't say much. He was very quiet. And I felt like
Yeah.
he kind of
Mhm.
skated by, to be
Mhm.
quite honest. Like, I feel like Andy didn't really get in his ass, um, which I think there were
Mhm.
some moments that maybe could have gotten brought up that weren't. But I don't know. What did you think of Ace's demeanor during the reunion?
I mean, obviously, we know he hasn't done any interviews yet. He was really waiting for this moment to confront everybody to their face. So I felt like he did a good job of that, like with the Austin
Come on.
stuff and Jeremiah. Yeah, like I think he did what he went there to do. I think he confronted everybody okay. But yeah, there's some things that he probably should have had to answer for, like his part in the whole heart rate. Like it always seems to be Shelly versus Huda, and it's like really should have been all of it should have been on Ace because he could have at any point been like, Huda, get off me, stop this. Like
Yeah, I
as
don't
much
agree
as
that it all should have been an ace, but I do feel
no.
like he should have gotten some heat for it, for sure.
Mhm.
He was enjoying it just as much, but we're hopping.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I realized I missed one of the most important parts near the beginning, which was Huda saying she can't speak on her relationship because of Netflix. So so we did, I got my little birdies. We did hear from someone at Netflix that said that's not a thing. Obviously, Huda is not under an NDA with Netflix. She can say whatever she wants. She wants to say she's marrying Louis. They see each other every day. They're in a full blown relationship. She can say anything. And Louis obviously is under NDA, but I was told he was not told anything. Like, he can say whatever he wants. He can say they're together. They're not telling him not to. So I don't know what happened there, but we did see her post on her story, her TikTok story, with a different story now, saying I didn't want to have to talk about my relationship
So you
on
lied.
this. Yeah,
So you lied
pretty
on
much.
TV is what you're saying. So that is what, that was the exclusive tea, was that Ashley's little birdie told her that Huda wasn't under any NDA and was never told that she can't speak on her relationship. And now she knows that people are gonna expose her for that, or that there are people that can expose her for that, and now she's
Mhm,
posting things on her social media. This is what she posted, and now it says, I prefer to share details about my relationships on my own terms, not for a TV show it has nothing to do with. Repeated pressure to open up, especially when it's excessive, makes me uncomfortable, and I'd appreciate if that could be respected. But you'll edit out the amount of times you asked and tried making others answer for me. They asked you several times. From what we've seen, you declined to answer several times. They even
mhm.
brought up, what the hell does Netflix have to do with Peacock? And also brought up that Peacock had the number one show and that they're not associated with each other. Like, obviously, you're talking to two professional hosts that know that if you don't have, unless you have a Netflix Louis and Huda reality TV show pending, like, there is
Mhm,
no contract that you're under with Netflix that would
mhm,
not allow you to talk about a relationship with one of their cast members.
mhm. Yeah, and I mean, if you go on red carpets and to club appearances, that you're making that public knowledge. You're making that open season. They can ask that if they want to. They're not doing anything wrong. And the way she turns it into victimizing again of like, you may be uncomfortable for asking me about my relationship when they post each other on
My
stories.
public relationship.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
just
well, and that was Andy's point, right? Like,
mhm.
weren't you on
We
a
wouldn't know about it if you
weren't
didn't put it out there.
weren't you at a public event? Weren't you on a red carpet? Like, what do you mean, like, you can't talk about it? And that's why everybody was just like, okay. Like, because it was definitely like, it's a public relationship. Like,
Yeah, and
okay.
I'm surprised that she backtracked in her story. I would have thought she wouldn't bother clarifying it. I don't know if Louis got in trouble. I don't think he can. I don't think he's under any contracts anymore either. So I don't know if she just realized she looked silly because common knowledge, she doesn't have an NDA with Netflix. They can't stop her from anything. So I don't know why she came up with this other story now, but obviously not looking good for her when she lies so much and it's another lie. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
but you never know. I mean, Louis maybe told her, like, you can't talk about our relationship because I'll get in
But
trouble, right?
even
So,
if she even if he did say that, yes, no one said you had to say his name. You
No.
know what I mean? Yeah, I've been out on a red carpet with a guy. We made our relationship public. You didn't want to talk about it because you know you look like a damn fool. 2 days out of the villa, was it? 2 days out of the villa?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You're hot holding hands with another guy at 2 days out of the villa, which means you broke things off with Chris. What, less than 4 days ago? You were smashing on Chris, and less than a week later, less than 5 days later, you have another man. That's
Mhm.
why you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah. What did you think of Chris's confrontation of Huda?
I thought I think I thought it wasn't enough. I think Chris, all he said was, "I didn't respect it."
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like, I think Chris should have said a lot more. Maybe he did say a lot more and they cut it out. I know that he has that
Mhm.
podcast out tonight that he's doing that we'll recap for you guys, where I'm sure he says a lot more. I don't know. I feel like he didn't say much of anything. They didn't ask him if he
Mhm.
felt coerced. They didn't ask him really much of anything. Like, they
Yeah.
didn't really go into details about what she said and how messed up it was what she said, and how at
Mhm.
the time, they were staying in the same house together and, apparently cordial. Like, I feel like that they coulda took the fucking Coco segment and gave it to that, because
Yeah.
I felt like it was so quick.
I agree. I did feel like I don't know if you clocked this at the end when they brought up Love Island Games. Did you see his
Oh,
little
he's gonna be on Love Island Games.
Yeah.
I
So
did
I
clock that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like maybe he did say more and they edited it out, or he didn't say more just because he knows that Huda fans will come for him and he's trying to stay likable for
You know
this
what's
Love
so
Island
crazy is I
Games.
don't think anybody cares about Huda fans anymore. I think everybody has realized that they're 12 years old, and they were all in my live, girl. And then you click on the profiles, like one follower, like fake accounts, bot accounts. Like, I think now that everybody knows that they're four, like nobody cares. Like, I
Mhm.
certainly don't. Like,
No. I know. All I posted was a clip of this Netflix Peacock thing, and some of the comments were already just like paragraphs about like Huda too good for this show, and she doesn't have to talk about her relationship, and it's just weird. Relate like she was on Love Island. We're gonna ask her questions about being on Love Island and her relationship now. Like it's not. They're not trying to like. She's not a victim over this, right? Like we're.
no,
It's
she's a
just what
professional
happens.
victim.
Yeah.
She's a
Uh huh.
professional victim, and all of her fans enable her into this victimhood. She literally got the idea of bullying from the internet. She didn't
Uh huh.
even feel bullied in the villa. You went on Call Her Daddy and said you felt bullied in the villa, that you had to go talk to psych every day because you didn't have anybody to talk to. And then when they asked you to give them an example of bullying, you said a clip that you seen on the internet. So
Yeah.
did you feel bullied because because that was your experience, or did you feel bullied once you got out of the villa and your fans told you that you should feel bullied? You
Yeah.
played into the bully narrative because it painted you as a victim. Not at no
Yeah.
point, and why they didn't, I know I'm jumping ahead, but whatever, because this shit pissed me the off, was that at no point did you give an example of you feeling bullied inside the villa based on your own experience. Somebody else had to tell you that you felt bullied for you to come out and say that you were bullied. You didn't
Yeah.
give no other example. And then
Yeah.
had the nerve to say maybe bullying wasn't the right word. And then still did not look at that camera and say, I want to address all my fans. Please stop this. This is not right. I don't condone racism. I just cannot stand this girl.
Hmm.
I just can't stand her.
I Yeah, I found that shocking that Olandria came to her personally and said, "Can you address this racism?" and that she wouldn't do that. And have seen her post with Louis and post ridiculous things, and you can't just come out against racism. Like that's shocking to me. And she's now posting stuff like on her story because she did mention when Olandria brought this up, and she's like, "Well, I've experienced racism too." And now her story is sharing, Palestine stuff, which I don't follow her on TikTok. Is that something she always shares, or is this new?
I've never seen her share it.
No.
I know that a lot of people have kind of wondered and questioned why she hadn't, and
Mhm.
was kind of looking at her to do so. But the whole
Yeah.
point of when somebody says that they're experiencing racism, you do not combat it with I was experiencing racism too. That is
Yeah.
not the answer to that. You're missing the point. When Olandria said about the George Floyd post, I didn't make it.
Mhm.
Are You're missing the point. No one's saying that you made it. I'm asking you to put a stop to it because it's getting ridiculous. At first, she tried
Mhm.
to say, I didn't see it. I don't know if you've seen that, if you clocked that. At first, she tried to say, I didn't see that. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't make that. Oh, I experienced racism too. That's not how you combat racism. Well, they're racist against me too.
I never
I
saw.
came to you and asked you to address your fans and tell them to stop. And what was your excuse? I didn't know what to say. I didn't I had so much going on. I didn't know. I didn't know. Poor me, poor me. You didn't do it because it fit into your narrative that you were being bullied, woe is me, and that you were a victim and you wanted it to continue and you allowed it to continue. You knew
Mhm.
what to say on that Call Her Daddy interview to perpetuate that narrative.
Yep.
But you didn't know your friend came to you and asked you directly to make a post and address your friends, and you couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
And she did say that she called Chris or whatever because she saw on her For You page all the hate he was getting. So she is
All
aware of
sudden, you saw it. You saw it
2 days before.
2 days before the reunion, but you didn't see it before that? You're
Yeah.
lying yet again. You did see it. And the only reason you reached out to Chris was because you knew the reunion was coming up and you wanted to be painted in a good light and you knew that that wasn't gonna make you look good.
Yeah.
You went on that podcast and bullied Chris by saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I barely had sex with him. Oh, his dick is small. Oh, this, oh, that."
Did she really say his dick is small? I missed that part.
She basically okay, she didn't say his dick is small. Let me not put words
Oh.
in her mouth.
Well, I've seen it a few places that people have said that, and
Barely
I was like,
went in. It barely went in, and
"Oh, okay.
it wasn't because it couldn't fit. That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
You're alluding to the fact that it's small.
Right, right. No, that makes sense. I knew people were saying that, and I was like, I missed that. I remember her talking about barely doing it, but I didn't know how she meant that, but that
It
makes sense.
barely went in, and it wasn't because it couldn't fit. That's what she said. So whatever you take that to mean.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good for her.
And
So, like,
they asked her straight out, right? Like, "What did you
mhm,
mean with Chris has a wandering eye?"
mhm.
And one thing she did do in this whole entire interview was hop, skip, and jump around a fucking question, which
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Usually, Andy Cohen, like, really clocks this, but I think he was being very
Mhm.
careful. Um, but he clocks when somebody jumps around a question because her response to that was, "I I've moved on from it. I
Yes, that was
forget it.
so frustrating.
I don't care about it anymore."
It's like, well,
That
you
was
said it,
I
so
said
you
you said that he had a wandering eye. My question was, what did you mean by that? Whether you've moved on from it or not. In that moment, what did you mean by it?
mhm. Yeah, you have to it doesn't matter how you feel now, you have to address what you publicly said and you put out there on podcasts and on the show, like, everyone has technically moved on, but that's what they're there to do is address what you said, so it was frustrating to see her do that every time, like, "Oh, I've moved on, I don't care anymore." Well, the people you said it about do care, so you have
Yeah,
to say why you said it, so,
yeah. And this is a
yeah, it
reunion.
was yeah. Like, okay, well, I'll just say, "We moved on, see you later," like and I have seen people say, "Why do they film it so early and air it so much later?" But really, it was only filmed back on, like, what, the
It was
12th,
literally
13th? It
filmed
was
a
only,
couple
like, 2
weeks
weeks ago.
ago. It was literally a couple weeks ago because they need time to edit it out. Like, and we
Yeah.
got 2 hours. How long were they filming for?
I think I heard it was, like, 10 hours or something, it was long. I saw, like, some of the random characters post, like, they had to show up at 8, and then they went on stage at 5 for 2 minutes or something. So I do feel bad for them, but I
Mhm.
think they shoulda got their part over with and just let them go home, but we saw them, like, sitting in the green room the whole time, so
Well, they probably wanted
a
to
lot.
watch and see what happened behind the scenes because that's where we get the tea. It's from the
Yes,
windows, yeah.
I
That
know,
don't
we
have
need
anything to lose.
I wish some of them would come and talk to us, but they keep it locked down tight on Love Island USA. They only go to the big ones. We're just too little for them, so
We're too little now. Well,
Yeah.
they're gonna be back. They're gonna be back. Don't worry. I was thinking, like,
Next
even
year.
ones like Coco and, Vanna, I mean, Vanna did the Bow Files, but, like,
Yeah.
Zach with a C, or Elin, who we haven't really seen, like, but we need somebody messy boots, like, that's gonna tell
Mhm.
us, because they've seen everything at the reunion that we didn't get to see. So I would like to talk to somebody like Andreina, or somebody who is not afraid to speak up and, like, can tell us everything that went down that was cut out.
Well, Andreina, answer my DM then, please, because she left me on not read. So I
No,
tried, but they're too cool for us, which I understand. It's also like it's different with Love Island. I feel like because it's so much at once, right?
it's
And then
okay.
it's
It's because they have their moment right now, but they always come back. Trust that. So.
yes. So if you guys like are still interested, in 2 months we might be able to get somebody. So
No, or if you guys just go in their comments and say, "Hey, like, you should do
or
the Receipts podcast," like, that
I was
sometimes
gonna
does help.
yeah, do that, guys. That would be so cool. But I was about to say, or 2 years later, because we got a little something special coming for you guys tomorrow from a. Well, we won't jinx it, but
Yeah.
we might have some really way back Love Island tea coming. But
Yeah.
you never know. We always surprise you guys. But
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I missed a couple of important things. But did we talked about? Oh, I know what I was gonna say. The Hannah boat. We had a little flashback. They showed us stuff we hadn't seen yet. So,
You showed us a
uh,
lot of flashbacks that were
yeah.
really it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Mhm. I thought that was interesting to see. What did you think? It almost did seem like they weren't gonna go with Hannah, but then I don't know. I
Shelley
felt like
changed the narrative. Shelley changed the narrative because
yeah.
Olandria kind of went in saying, "Let's do it based on couples. Let's do it based on strong connection." So from that standpoint, Hannah's safe, right?
Mhm,
And I felt like that was the right, Olandria's mother. Like, we should listen to mother. Like, she had the right
mhm.
idea. And then Shelley came in with this theory of
Yeah.
exploring, and Hannah's attaching to the one person that she's just kind of attaching to whoever she comes in with, even though she at
Mhm,
this point been attached to two people. You haven't even been attached to no people,
mhm.
Olandria. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been on Nick's ass since you got here. You've been on Taylor's ass since you got here. I've been up Ace's ass since I got here. So what are we talking about exploring? And that is
Mhm,
probably the one question that I wish Andy and Ariana would have asked, not only them during that vote with Hannah's reasoning, but also with the Jeremiah vote and Taylor. Like,
mhm,
I just wish they would have said, I just want to hear an answer. Even if they go on a podcast, I just want somebody to directly say,
mhm.
"Taylor, you said that it wasn't about Jeremiah hooping, it was the way he was hooping, and he was not playing the game right because he was
Mhm.
latching on to whoever came in. At that point in the game, you had only been coupled up with Olandria. How is that
Yeah.
any different? And does
Yeah.
that mean you should have been eliminated?"
I did
Shelley, you're saying Hannah did not explore, but she had connected with Pepe and Charlie at that point. You, at that point, had only been with Austin, which everybody knew was not a genuine connection. So much so that it didn't even come up on the reunion tonight,
mhm.
and had only been coupled up with Ace. So
Yeah.
how is Hannah not exploring any different than you not exploring? Answer.
Mhm.
Answer.
Yeah,
Because
Shelly
still didn't make sense,
mhm.
even after
Yeah,
tonight.
Shelly really gave me like Ace vibes in that conversation. It seemed almost like the exact same thing that Ace was saying in like the Jeremiah about. They were both had the same ideas. So it's obvious like I'm not saying Ace influenced Shelly or vice versa. I just think they were very similar. I realized in that moment, like not that there's anything wrong with that. Being a ringleader is not necessarily a bad thing, but I did feel like they had conversations to the point of like it did explain why. Remember, we kept being like, why are Ace and Shelly not locking in on each other? And so it did feel like that's their strategy, right? We're not going to lock in. We're going to pretend we're exploring other people so that we don't get voted out. So when they saw people locking in, like Hannah and Jeremiah, that annoyed them. They're like, that's not how we do this, right? So
Right. And
they're kind of putting their strategy on everybody else.
Yes, and that was my problem with Ace the entire season.
Mm,
And Taylor, you're not playing the game right. And
yeah.
the thing is I think what irritated me with Ace the whole season was that, like, exactly, you want people to play the game your way, uh, but only you're not close friends because Taylor was not exploring. Nick
Mhm.
was not exploring.
Yeah.
He went from Baldasha to Sierra and stayed at Sierra. Taylor had
Yes.
only been with Elandria. So when when you didn't like the way your strategy wasn't being applied to people who weren't in your circle, you got
Mhm.
rid of them. And it didn't
Yeah.
make sense. And it still doesn't make sense. And I think Ace said, I don't know if it was in the reunion or in the Vanity Fair article tonight, where he said that America lost the plot of the show and we're
Mm,
voting for their favorites instead of voting for. And again, this goes into this narrative of what you think the show is supposed to be and how the
yeah.
game is supposed to be played and the strategy that is supposed to be used to win the game. And
Mhm.
we lost sight of the plot. And the crazy part is that America didn't lose sight of the plot. They
No.
seen that you were strategizing and
Yeah.
said, okay, now we're going to start voting just because we like people as people instead of as a couple because you're strategizing. And we could tell that you're strategizing. You're trying to follow a Love Island fucking blueprint. You're trying to
Yeah.
follow the Love Island 2 OGs, explore, explore, explore. You were trying to follow Cordell and Serena's playbook is what they was trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think that Ace hasn't clocked that we clocked that. So no, don't put it on us that we lost the plot of the show. We actually
No.
know the plot of the show, and America clocked that you were strategizing.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't decide what the plot of the show is. America does. Like they'll change every season. You can't get too comfortable. This is the formula to win because like you said, people clock that and then they want to see something different or they don't like that people are following the same as last season. So I think I love Ace and Shelley now as a couple, but
Yeah.
even they have to admit that they were strategizing the whole time. We literally watch them both now influence these votes based off of their personal opinions and the way they felt the game should be. So they
Yep.
have to admit that that's strategizing. That's what it is. So,
Yep. Yep.
they weren't, everybody wanted to keep Hannah because they saw she had a good relationship and that was a valid reason. But they were like, that's not what you're supposed to do. But
That
who
is what
says?
you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
right? That's why everybody got mad that you sent Hannah home. Why the
Yeah.
fuck would you send somebody home that has a genuine connection? That
Mhm.
that does not make sense.
No, they're keeping Iris and Amaya in because they haven't made a genuine connection yet. So they can make one down the road, but Hannah already has one here. Like why they might,
It
but she
literally
does.
didn't make sense. Like, you guys
No.
need to stop fucking worrying about how people are playing the game and they're not playing it the right way. But like, the reason people got mad at you is because it didn't make sense. You're sending home one of the very few genuine connections. Jeremiah and Andreina, regardless of how it looks to you, they had a genuine connection. They were getting to know each other. They liked each other.
Yeah.
And you sent them home. So it still didn't make any fucking sense. This is the point of the game, is Love Island. And then what did you think? Because I thought it was complete bullshit. I do gotta give Ace his flowers for admitting that he made a wrong choice by sending Jeremiah home and apologizing and manning up and saying
Mhm.
Austin should have went home and it shouldn't have
Yeah.
been Jeremiah. Um, but I lost my train of thought.
Well,
I'm
I was just
Austin.
thinking
I'm Austin now. Like, I lost my train of thought.
that was very Austin coded.
Yeah.
Why I was trying to figure out why Ace did have such a bee in his bonnet about Austin. Why was he so mad? Something happened?
I think Austin and Ace just didn't get along throughout the
Were they
season.
always like that?
They
Oh yeah, there was
were
a time when
they
he
were
called him out, right?
after Jeremiah. I feel like he
Mhm.
had to be in his bonnet. That's such a
Is that
funny word.
his That's a
It is
normal
it
term
is
to
a
say, right?
slang.
Or did I just
Um,
come up with that? That's a thing, right? People
that's the
say
thing
that.
I've heard.
Okay.
Yes, I think he did have to be in his bonnet about Jeremiah and Austin. But at the time of the vote, it was more so towards Jeremiah than it was for Austin. And I think now looking
Oh,
back, like he despises Austin, and that's why he says he should have went home, and he should have went home. And
yeah.
oh, what I was going to ask you is how do you feel about them showing the votes of who would have went home if it was based on voting? Because I think it's complete bullshit.
I was gonna say I was shocked. I would never in
Bullshit.
a million years have thought that that's what it was.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Jeremiah wasn't at the bottom, and neither was Hannah.
No.
There's no way because at the time of the vote, Amaya was not beloved. People didn't love her like they do now.
Mhm.
So I believe that Amaya was that bottom vote, and I also believe that Austin was that bottom vote because during that
Yeah.
time, remember, America was waiting for a vote, waiting for a vote,
Yeah.
waiting for a vote to get Austin out,
Mhm.
and they didn't.
Uh,
So, there's no way I think that they did that, they threw that in to kind of, like, take the heat off of Shelly and to take the heat off of Ace. That's why I think
mhm,
that they did that, to say, "Oh, well, this would have been that's who would have been eliminated anyway if it were based
mhm.
on votes." Bullshit, you're never gonna convince me that Jeremiah, who got everyone was literally floored when he got
Yeah.
eliminated. You're never gonna convince me that Jeremiah had less votes than
No.
Austin and Pepe because people didn't even really like Pepe until later, till after
Yeah.
Hannah was gone.
Yeah, that made no sense. I think they were just trying to take some of the heat off of the cast for those decisions and whatever. We can't find out how like what the actual truth is, I guess. So, but did you think it was funny when Jeremiah kept saying like I wouldn't have acted like I wouldn't have done all this for 50 racks, like he didn't think that was enough money to act like to be on the show.
Okay. Like
Is that
some
all they get is 50 grand each? I was like, "What? Is that
it's
how
really
much it is?"
100. It's
But they split
100
it.
and they split it.
That
So
is really not that much, I guess, but
yeah,
better
if
than
you split
nothing,
it, but
but
if you plan on taking it for your whole self, then
mhm.
yeah, then 100 racks. Yes, I do think you would do all of that for 100 racks. And I do think you guys do all of this for the followers and the fame. Regardless, I think his argument should have been, which would have seemed a little bit more real, was that we'd all be lying if we said that we didn't come on this TV show to gain a little bit of
Yeah.
notoriety.
My, next note is Austin useless, so because they tried to, like, get him into that
Drugs?
conversation, and
Was
he
he
was
on
like
drugs? That's
he
what it
was
was giving.
something. Yeah, he was not wanting to be there. What did you think about him and Jaden? I didn't really care. I never
I
thought
didn't
they were gonna date.
care. I was
No.
surprised. I thought that Jaden would have dumped Austin because she
Yeah.
didn't seem into him. So I was surprised to hear that he actually dumped her and played her and she just kind of wanted to know what was going on. But I don't care about that connection. Austin couldn't form a sentence. Like what
No.
was wrong with him? Genuinely, what was wrong with him?
I don't know, but I don't think she was into him. I think it was one of those situations of playing chicken and which one of us gets to look like the good guy and which one gets to look like the bad guy. And I think they were just waiting each other out to see who was gonna like do something wrong first. That's what it was giving to me. Like I
Yeah.
don't think she wanted to date
Right.
him either.
Yeah, to be like, "You could date other people, I just wanna know so I don't look
Mhm.
stupid," and then somebody texted me and said that you went on a date with girls, but
Yeah.
y'all weren't dating, so what does it matter? And then Andreina being like, "I seen the text where you said you're gonna be respectful, and then you weren't." Nobody gives a fuck. Like, that's more time that we could've spent on Chris and Huda. That's
Yeah.
more that we could spent on Jeremiah. Like, it was just so that was an irrelevant story point, and honestly, they should have just cut Austin's scenes, in my opinion, after seeing how out of it he was. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't even really need to be there. Like you said, they never brought up him and Shelly or any of that. So what was the point? It was all
yeah.
right. He was
Yeah,
there,
like,
but
they didn't even bring up him and Shelly's fucking
yeah.
weren't they coupled up for the first,
Like
first, 20 episodes? Like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
literally like 30% of the show they were together. So odd that they didn't even mention that, but they probably couldn't get a good sentence out of him about it and they just cut it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess the main part, which we kind of addressed already, was Olandria, Huda, the mean girl stuff. I don't know. I think do we already say everything about that? Do you have any other thoughts to add?
I think my thoughts on that is that Shelly and Olandria were not mean girls. The thing is, The fact that Huda did not give an example from her direct experience is very telling. She has a victim mindset. I'm so tired of her victim mindset. I cannot count how many
Yeah.
times she fucking apologized and said, "I'm sorry, but I love you." Even the Grayson comment, right? Like the fact that you are the one that said that comment about Grayson, when now Grayson was always there for me. She always gave me advice. She always looked out. She's such a kind person. That makes it even worse that you would leave a comment like that to hurt this girl. And I thought you didn't
Mhm.
have nobody in the villa. Every time you open your fucking mouth, you're talking about how somebody's there for you and how, somebody was giving you advice. And I wish Hannah would have clocked her ass too. Like, how many times I ran off with you crying and then you called everybody bullies. You said nobody was there for you. And the one example that you gave was not even your direct experience, which means
No.
you purposely saw the discourse going on around online and decided to make that your reality. It wasn't your
Mhm.
reality based on your direct experience, and that's fucking annoying.
Well, and for her to try to say that's bullying when they were literally looking her direction and they're like, "Oh, she thinks we're looking at her, but we're not." And they have a little laugh. Okay. Maybe that's not the nicest, but Huda was literally calling people bitches and writing these notes and doing all of this stuff. And that's not bullying, but
And I
laughing
wish
is.
somebody would have clocked her on that, right? Like
Yeah.
there's certain points that I wish that Andy and Andy tried, right?
Mhm.
Andy he really did try to say, because her excuse was, "Oh, I can look at my behavior and I can laugh and I can and I can and he's like, "You changed in a month?" Like, you
Mhm.
changed them like, you just because
That
even
was
when she's
funny.
watching her behavior back, you're laughing. And he was like, "I
Mhm.
would ask you how that feels watching back, but clearly you see it's hilarious." And she's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
well, I'm self-reflect that." And he's like, "Oh, in a month?" Like, that was a very real ass question because I was thinking the same fucking thing, And it's
Mhm.
just like the fact that your main woe is me was based on something that wasn't even your experience and it was based on what somebody else told you your experience was
Mhm.
laughable. I had
Yeah.
made a video about Sierra, that scene, right? I had made a video like, I don't fuck with this. Mind you, I don't like Huda. I'm not a Huda defender at all. But when we think back to that time, this was a time in the villa where they kept saving her. They kept
Yeah.
saving her, and as an audience, we kept saying, "Why the fuck do they keep saving her? Why aren't they telling her about her actions? Why aren't they telling
Mhm.
her about her behavior?" And very shortly after, we do see Sierra say, "I was going to vote you out." So to me, that specific scene irritated me because I'm like, well, we see you guys keep saving her ass, and we don't see you guys telling her about her behavior. And here you are, you guys were looking at her. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, she thinks we're looking at her." You were. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're gonna have that kind of stance, but, as an onlooker, just have that stance to her face. Do I
Mhm.
think that's bullying? No.
No.
Absolutely fucking not. That's again, you don't know the definition of love bombing and you don't know the definition of bullying. Because
Mhm.
that's not bullying. That wasn't even your direct experience. You had to see a clip of that. You didn't even know that happened. So how did
Mhm.
you feel bullied in the villa? Because on that Call Her Daddy episode, you said you felt bullied in the villa to the point of talking to a psychologist
Yeah. Yeah.
every day because you didn't have no friends and you didn't feel supported.
Mhm. I did love that Andy said, like, how would you have felt? Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about the heart rate challenge, so we will get to that. But he said, "How would you have felt if Shelly did that to Jeremiah?" And she kept trying to flip it and be like, "I did watch people do stuff to Chris." And they're like, "No, no, no. Chris, you didn't really care about. Like your main connection, your ace was Jeremiah. Like, how would you have felt?" And she still kept not answering it. She kept
She
just
jumped.
flipping it back
She
to
jumped
like,
around. Yeah.
I did have to watch that. And it's like, no, it's not the same.
And nobody brought up her reaction. Like, they played a clip of it, but nobody directly asked her, Andy asked her Jeremiah, and she's like, "I watched them do stuff to Chris." And she said, Shelly tried to redirect it to Jeremiah. And then she said, "No,
Mhm.
everyone was dancing on Chris. I didn't care." And I'm surprised that Andy let her jump out of that because Andy's very
Mhm.
good for saying, "Okay, but if it was Jeremiah, not Chris, we're not talking about Chris, we're talking about Jeremiah."
Mhm.
How she would have answered it. But again, I think Andy was treading lightly.
Yeah.
So again, you're redirecting. We're talking, what the fuck does that got to do with the tea in China? We're talking about Jeremiah, not Chris. We all know you
Yeah.
didn't really like Chris. You weren't really into Chris. You were really into Jeremiah. And the answer is you wouldn't have liked it. And that's
Mhm.
what Shelley meant about just getting back what you expect from others. The heart rate
Yeah.
challenge was too much. You did too much. You jiggled your
Mhm.
fucking face on his ass and you licked his balls. Nobody has to
Mhm.
ask you to not lick somebody's balls. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You don't. And to people like, oh, she didn't sit on his face. Yes, she fucking, her butt cheeks were this close away from his fucking chin. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Well, that's what Taylor meant now. Now we know what he
Damn
meant when
near.
he said damn near. Yeah. So now we know. Like, yeah, it was people say, "Oh, it wasn't too much." Well, it was way more than anyone else did. So that is the definition of too much. Like she went too far. And she says everyone gave consent for anything, but like Shelley
Without
said, you
consent.
shouldn't mhm. And you shouldn't have to
This
tell
is the
someone.
fucking point of everything. It's not about consent.
Yeah. Yeah, she shouldn't have to explain to her why that was too much. So,
Amaya had consent to kiss Jeremiah. You still didn't fucking like it.
yeah.
Nick, Olandria had consent to kiss Jeremiah. You still didn't like it. You had a problem with it. So shut up
Mhm.
and like just take the L because even in regard to the heart rate challenge, even
Mhm.
that I feel I have it written down. I don't know where my notes at, but I have it written down exactly what she said. And even in that,
Mhm.
I feel it was something along the lines of like, I feel like some people feel like I took it a step too far. And for that, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't
Mhm.
like a direct, like, yes, I took it too far. I'm sorry. Shelley
Yeah,
was
it's a
very
sorry you feel that way type
yeah,
thing.
it was a sorry you feel that way. Shelley was very valid in being upset about that. And
Mhm.
again, I'll say it 100 times. I think that Ace should have also faced some repercussions because he was doing a lot. All of his giggling, all of his laughing, all of his hand grabs. Like even when his ass was in her face, he was grabbing her booty cheeks. Again,
Uh-huh.
it's too much. Now is Huda leading the horse? Yeah, absolutely. Like she's the performer, she's doing too much. Like, but
Mhm.
could Ace have done something to stop it? Absolutely
Yeah.
too.
Mhm. And I
So
think that would have made Shelley's point even more. Like if Ace had put a stop to it, it's like, okay, Huda, you're going so far that somebody had to put a stop to it. Like that's how far you were crossing the line, right? So him not putting a stop to it, just helps Huda's delusions that like it wasn't a big deal. So, but I agree, it was both of them, but he should
it
have
was both
stopped it.
of them, but it was both of them, and she went too far. And the fact of the matter is you wouldn't have liked anybody doing it to Jeremiah.
Mhm.
It and we're to Nick's point, they're 5 weeks in at this point. They have a built up connection, and for anybody who thinks that that's wrong or doesn't think that that's wrong, I want you, since all of you hooded defenders, I want you to go up to your girl, your homegirl. I want you to go up to her little boo. That's not her boyfriend yet, but you know she's feeling him, and I want you to give him a lap dance, and I want you to turn around, shake your ass on his face, and I want you to do all of that. Since your mama lets you watch Love Island, like
Let's
clearly
not
you know what
encourage
I mean? Like, since your
lap
mama
dance.
lets you watch Love Island and do ratchet shit and like a ratchet fucking girl, like if you did that to your friend's boo or friend or obviously I'm talking about adults. I'm not actually talking about. But like if you did that to somebody that your friend is
Yeah.
feeling or likes or whatever, y'all would not be friends anymore. And
No.
that's the point of the matter is like you know what I mean? Like, it's just not they were too far in their connection for it to maybe if this was one of the first challenges or second, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but they were too far in their connection for that to be acceptable, and she wouldn't have
Mhm.
liked it done to Jeremiah. It's as
Well,
simple as that, and it was too much.
I think that's the biggest question of all of it is why Ace? Why did she do that to Ace? Like someone else said, you do too much on the person that you like. That's the whole point. You go harder for that person you like. So why with Ace? And that's sort of what we should talk about the whole Huda Shelley conversation about bringing Chris back because that was another big point. And
Yes.
it's like there was something going on there with Huda and her jealousy and competition or something. Like I think she was a little pissed that Chris liked Shelley more. And this was her big payback, like, "Well, I'm gonna do this all up on Ace." Because why would she do that to Ace? Like, we never saw her like Ace, we never saw them have a thing.
I originally thought when I watched the Heart Rate Challenge, I thought she picked Ace because Chris picked Shelly, and Shelly and Ace are in a couple. That's
Mhm,
originally what I thought. I was like, "Oh, she's picking Ace because Chris has Shelly, and
yeah.
Shelly and Ace are in a couple."
Or she's just mad, like, she was a little jealous of that, you know? So she was like it's not about, like, she picked Ace, it's just why did she go so hard on him? And I think she was, in that moment, jealous about Chris and Shelly, right? So she's like, "Well, I'm gonna do my big one on Ace then and get you
Yeah,
back." So
that could be it, and, yeah, I don't know. It just seems I don't know. I don't know her logic or thinking. I really can't understand it. I don't understand why the heart rate challenge even became a big deal because to me it was like very obvious. Like if the way you were acting with Jeremiah, like if anybody did this to him, you wouldn't like it. So
mhm,
that's all Shelly's saying is like this is my close connection. I really fuck with him, even though we're not exclusive. And it was like
mhm,
to Shelly's point, you keep saying sorry about things and then you go in the media, like, right? Like you're saying sorry and you're already liking and reposting stuff that goes against everything you fucking said on the reunion. And it just tonight. So that was Shelly's point. Like it's one thing when you're in our face and it's another thing behind our back.
mhm. Yeah. What did you think of their conversation with the bringing Chris back?
So I thought that it was exactly what Huda said,
Yeah,
right? Like that's how it appeared to me was that she made it clear that she wanted to explore Chris, but she also made it clear that she is bringing him back for the both of them.
uh-huh,
Now, what I will say is that in that conversation, she did say, I'm so excited for you. So I think
yeah,
that is what Shelly is saying because even
yeah,
Shelly said in that even now, I don't think we've seen the whole thing because we've had several conversations where it was like, "I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you have 2 guys," and was really pushing this, "It's for you, for you, for you." Now in
mhm,
the clip that we saw, is that what was depicted? No, I think it was very clear that she wanted to explore both of them, but to Shelly's point, we've had more than one conversation, and
mhm.
even in this conversation, we hear her say, "I'm so happy for you," when it was never a for you thing. I don't I think even in the conversation, Shelly seemed a little thrown off by it. She was like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess, maybe." Like, I don't you know what I mean? I guess it's a good idea, like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, what did you think of it?
I think Shelly is just not explaining herself very well because a lot of people are taking it as though they were mad that or like she was mad that Huda wanted to explore Chris. And I think Shelly just didn't like the fakeness of Huda trying to say
Yes.
it's for both of us or it's for you. Like it
That's
was
what I
only
got, though. That's what
yeah.
I got. That was the interpretation I got from Shelly.
Yeah, I think Shelly just wanted her to stand on business and say it's for me. I like Chris too. I'm gonna bring him back. And like if he still wants to explore you, fine, but I like him and I want to explore him. Instead of she was coming across as so fake in that conversation, right? Like it's for both of
Yeah.
us and it's all for you. And I think I don't understand like Shelly did seem thrown off in that situation, which it's hard because her and Ace were not locked in yet, right? And so she
Yeah.
did have that right to like Chris, but I can see how it could come off as a little selfish, like you want Ace and Chris, and like Huda
Yeah.
has nobody, but also we
And
saw
I don't think
Huda,
that was ever the point, like you said. Like, I don't think
yeah,
and I don't think that was ever the point, just like you
no,
said. Like, I think you're right. Like, it was very obvious that like, she was kinda like, "Okay, like, Ace is my strong connection. I would still like to explore Chris if there's an
mhm,
opportunity for that, but now
mhm,
you're saying you're gonna explore Chris." Like, I don't know, like, maybe, yes, okay, I guess, but it was never like you said, it was never like,
yeah,
"Oh,
she just
I want both and I want her to have nothing." Like, that was
yeah,
never like, I think her fans just don't really possess, like, deductive reasoning, so I don't know, like, it's never
yeah,
that to me,
I
like,
think Shelly just wanted her to be more real of like, I am bringing him back for me.
"I'm
She
bringing
never
it back
had
for
to
you."
say for both of us, like
Yeah, if that conversation would've went like, "Hey, girl, like, he's kind of interested, I'm kind of interested, I know you've been connected with him, do you mind if I bring him back?" we wouldn't even be having this
Yeah.
conversation. If you
Yeah,
guys
she
still want to
just
talk and get to know each other, I'm fine with that. Like, we're not locked in. We're early days. Like, I'm fine with that. But like, I'm gonna bring him back because I want to get to know him. That's a different conversation. But the way she painted it is like, you're gonna think I'm crazy. But like, I know you like it. I know I know you like it, I know you really feeling him, but you want Ace, and then there's me, I don't have a connection. So like I'm gonna bring him back and I'm so happy for you. So you
Mhm.
can imagine having that conversation 2 or 3 times, and maybe in the other 2 or 3 conversations, she's like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you have 2 guys. Oh my God, this is amazing for you. That is what Shelly is talking about,
Yeah, it's the
not the
same.
way she goes.
Yeah, remember the whole, like, first or second night when we saw Olandria kind of comfort her, not comfort Huda, but, when she was like, "It's fine," like, when she was going about Taylor, like, "You guys all have bad men," and, that little first yeah, I feel like it was that kinda situation where she was just saying, like you said, "Good for you, you have 2 men, it's all for you," like, just doing too much, not being real.
Instead of
I just
maybe
Shelly doesn't seem like that type of person. She wants you to be direct, like, she wanted Huda to just say, "I like Chris, I wanna bring him back." That's it. She didn't want her
yeah,
to, like, make her intentions so murky.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Either
So
way,
yeah, I just thought it was yeah.
any other thoughts about the reunion? Anything we missed?
I don't know. I mean, we talked about the Alandria and the racism and how that was so ridiculous, and Huda
Mhm.
victimizing herself, and I didn't know what to say. There's no excuse for that. There's just honestly no excuse for that. She should have made the post. She should have addressed her fans. She should have addressed them on this reunion. You still didn't address them after all of this time. So,
Mhm.
the only thing is like yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we got everything. Did we get everything, you guys? Did we miss anything? I feel like
Yeah,
what
let
do
us know. Let us
you
know if we missed anything. I was checking online to make sure we didn't miss no last minute tea before we pop off because there's
Yeah.
always going to be lots coming out, I'm sure, in the next couple of days. Like we said at the start, Brian and Amaya unfollowed each other. I kind of feel like they did that as like a soft launch of the breakup, you know what I mean? Like, because if we didn't know that and we watch tonight and see they're obviously great on the reunion, then we all get our hopes up. We're like, love them, they're great. And then tomorrow they announce they're broken up, like that sucks. So I
So
think
do
they
you
did
think
that.
we're gonna get maybe an explanation or something tomorrow? For sure.
I think so, yeah. I
Yeah.
think we'll get an explanation from them and from Pepe and Iris probably too.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, yeah, it definitely is more complicated now if there's cheating rumors, but they were never dating. I
Together,
don't know.
yeah,
It's
like they weren't
confusing.
together, and like I don't
Yeah.
even know how there's a cheating room. Like if you guys are just exclusive but not boyfriend and girlfriend, like what the fuck does that mean? That's why that gray area is dangerous.
Yeah, I think that was everything about the Love Island reunion.
Yeah, I
Like we
think.
said, I think now everyone's going to be allowed to talk, so there's going to be lots coming out in the next few days. So obviously, we'll recap any podcasts and keep you guys posted on all the tea.
Yeah.
Um, we did an interview with Alex Zamora from Perfect Match yesterday, so check that out. I did see some comments. So when we interviewed her, she was outside by an airport apparently. So airplanes kept flying over. We had to cut out a bunch of airplanes, and unfortunately, one of those airplanes was right when she was talking about Madison. So of course, the people that are just dying for us to trash Madison think that we cut out Alex trashing Madison, but we didn't. I'm gonna post like the full clip on our story, so you can check that
Yeah.
out tomorrow when I get time. But it was just an airplane, so we left it all in. I mean, there was one point when we told Alex that Madison hooked up with Scott, so we're really not protecting
We don't
anyone, and
protect anyone, honestly. Like, you guys, if there's tea, we're equal opportunity tea spiller. Like, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. Like, if we got tea on Madison that was spill worthy, or was like, if we heard something diabolical that went down in the villa, like, we would spill it and we would share. We're, like I said, we're equal opportunity tea employer. We're definitely not going to cut something a guest says to protect somebody else, like an airplane flew
No,
by.
we're doing these interviews to get tea on everybody, and we asked her directly about Madison. Like, if we didn't want to talk about it, we wouldn't have asked her, but we have never cut out anything a guest says. It's always just airplanes, dogs barking. That's about it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it just was unfortunate timing because, yeah, like we said, it's not that we like or don't like Madison. We just keep waiting for someone to tell us something horrible she did to like one of these women. It's harder for us to not like her for what she did to Alex or whoever on these shows, the men that maybe aren't the best. But if she did something to one of the girls and hurt them, then tell us and we'll come for
Yeah.
her. But like
Yeah,
can't
boy
get
Alex.
no receipts.
Anyway.
Yeah. Who?
Boy Alex. Just
Oh
clarity, not
yes.
Alex was
Sorry.
just interviewed. Boy Alex from
Yes.
her season of Love is Blind. Yeah.
Yes, because yeah, even Alex that we interviewed, she did explain what happened, and it's just a difference of opinion. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
Madison thought she was giving her information she would want, and she felt like it was stirring the pot and messy. So there was just
Yeah.
no one did anything really that wrong in that situation. So we
Yeah.
just keep
Yeah.
asking for more information, and that's why we're doing the interviews. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. So we'll find out why they don't
And I
like her
always think it's so
one of
funny
these
when
days.
they're like, "Oh my god, like, who you interview is so telling." Do you think that we don't reach out to everyone and we get the
Mhm.
interviews of the people who want to do the podcast? You know we can't force anybody to be here, so if, the bigger people don't wanna do our podcast, they're gonna go on AD's podcast because AD has her own podcast. Like, we ask
Mhm.
everybody, and whoever agrees, agrees, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. And I mean, we did really want to talk to Olivia and Alex because they do provide those other opinions. Because obviously, AD's podcast is with the production company, which is wonderful. And she does some amazing interviews, but you're not maybe going to get these little stories that we got for you guys, like kisses that happened and off screen drama. So we like people that are willing to spill more tea, and the ones that are less involved in the show, like AD with her podcast, are going to talk more. So we like
Yeah.
talking to people that are more easygoing like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like we did ask Justine, and she's just not really messy, Not that the other girls are, but
Yeah,
she's
and she has, like,
staying
over
out of
a
it.
million followers, so she probably didn't even see our damn DM, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, we ask everybody, well, not everybody, but, we ask
Yeah.
the girls at least, so we try to get all the girlies, like, even Madison won't come on, so don't act like we love her or something, like, if we were like Nick Viall, we would be, like, tearing Madison apart just because she won't come on our podcast, but we don't roll that way, so
Yeah.
we tell you guys everything, we don't cut out anything but planes, so don't fret, we wouldn't do that. Next time,
Yeah.
I'm just leaving the damn planes in so we don't get accused.
Whatever, you
So
can't make everyone happy, it
yeah,
is what
it was bad timing, so I get it. It was very bad timing, so alright. Well, I guess we will be back with our Love Island UK, final episodes and the reunion this week, so we got a big week, so if you watch that, come back. We got our Bravo Day out. Any other thoughts?
No, no, child.
No?
That was I need a nap.
Yes, it was a long day, and it
Yeah.
doesn't stop. We'll be back tomorrow, so see you later, guys.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.